Yes, guys, what's going on? Welcome to Full Time Devils. I'm Adam McCullough. We are live. What's happening? We're all at the Nagalo FC right now, aren't we? We're all at the Nagalo FC, but we're here to discuss Manchester United rumours, Manchester United transfer rumours, Manchester United managerial rumours, and so much more. All the latest news here on Full Time Devils with me, Adam McCullough, and you guys, the Full-Time Devils subscribers, you loyal lot who are always tuned in, whether you're on the live stream or you're watching this back later on today. Thank you for getting involved with Full-Time Devils, and we've got plenty to discuss with you guys today. James Maddison, Jack Grealish, Mauricio Pochettino. Not the first time we've mentioned these names on the show and on the channel, but not the last time we'll be mentioning these names either. And Manchester United are believed to be gorgeous, yes, maybe that's audacious is audacious and gorgeous, because that's what it is. That is what it is and what it would be. A double sweep for Jack Grealish and James Maddison. Now, up until now, it seemed that it was one or the other, Jack Grealish or James Maddison. It's even become a little meme amongst the players commenting on Instagram. I seen a comment on one of Jack Grealish's pictures by James Maddison saying Jack Grealish or James Maddison. It's become one of those things that's constantly discussed. Both players seemingly, if you look at their social media posts from the past, and I'm not on about trying to get them cancelled or anything, but they've both tweeted in glowing terms about Manchester United in the past, about playing at Old Trafford. They've both done it, and they both seem to be up for a move to United. Recently, there were reports that James Maddison was close to a new deal at Leicester City, and therefore he was unlikely to be joining Manchester United in the summer. And Manchester United had focused their attempts on Jack Grealish. Those were the last reports we heard about 3, 4, 5 days ago. It wasn't long ago that we heard those reports, but now we've got more reports coming through. Actually, United are planning an audacious bid for both of them. Now, I'm sceptical on this one. I think we'll end up with one of them this summer. I'm not going to lie. But I'm sceptical with both of them. Just like I'm sceptical with the reports coming out that Manchester United want 5 signings in the summer. I'm sceptical about that too. And I feel like the journalists that are posting a lot of these stories should post them with a #ad, because there are clear briefings coming from the club. But in relation to Jack Grealish and James Maddison, both of them at Man United, would I take it? Yes. Do I think it's going to happen? No. I don't think we're going to sign both of them, but I would be well up for it. Now, where do these reports come from, I hear you ask? These reports are all over the British press at the moment. All over the British press. And I'll read out some of the article that I've got up here from the Mail Sport, and it says Manchester United are planning a 160 million swoop for great mates Jack Grealish and James Maddison as Ole Solskjaer looks to bolster attacking options in his Old Trafford summer shake-up. Jack Grealish and Maddison are both being linked with moves away. United reportedly keen to secure a 160 million deal for the pair. Solskjaer could have the funds from the sale of Pogba this summer. United brought in midfielder Bruno Fernandes in January for 68 million. We definitely spent like 48.5 with add-ons, but nevertheless, use that, carry on. The story goes on to say Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is reportedly looking to sign Jack Grealish and James Maddison this summer for a combined £160 million. The United manager is looking for a fresh attacking options following a tricky season which currently sees the Red Devils 6 points off the top 4 in the Premier League. British press are reporting that Solskjaer will target Aston Villa captain Grealish and Leicester City midfielder Maddison, and hopeful the pair's close relationship will work in his favour. Now, that is where I think this story comes from, That is where I think the crux of this story comes from. These two being best mates, these two being buddies, these two being on holiday together. That's where I think the story is coming from. Obviously, United will have an interest, I think, in both, and it would be stupid not to have an interest in both. They are both exactly the type of player that we need at Manchester United. Could we have both? I can see Jack Grealish playing on the right or the left or centre. in a 4-2-3-1 in that three behind. He could play in a 4-3-3 as well, as one of the wider players drifting in, I think, or even as one of the three. But James Maddison's more of a midfield player than Jack Grealish. Jack Grealish is more of a free spirit. James Maddison's more of a team player. So while they do get compared a lot, I do think there's little differences to them. Jack Grealish for me is the better player. But they both can do fantastic things. James Maddison, great with the ball, great passing ability, links up the play well, gets involved with his teammates, can drag the ball forward, take shots, take set pieces, score goals, create goals. Same with Jack Grealish, but one thing to think about Jack Grealish is he seems to have a bigger, stronger back. He can take pressure. And what I mean by that is he's a big fish in a little pond. I say a little pond. Aston Villa's a very big football club, one of the biggest in England when you take out the traditional, Man United, Liverpool, etc. And the pressure that's been on there for those guys to get promoted and all that kind of stuff, and even to stay up, will be massive. And he's been playing for them with no troubles, with no dramas, with the complete confidence of a player. And I just see him flourishing at Old Trafford, on a stage like Old Trafford. I really want Grealish at Old Trafford, and I really want him at Man United in the summer. If that is with James Maddison, perfect. I don't think we will be signing both of them. I wouldn't be surprised if James Maddison signs a new deal at Leicester City. Manchester United sign Jack Grealish in the summer. I wouldn't be surprised to see that happen. And when you see that we're seeing reports of United signing 5 players in the summer, let's take them for what they are and take them with a pinch of salt, because we've seen inactivity by our board in transfer windows. We've seen the inability to get deals over the line. We saw last summer, all we signed was Daniel James, Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Harry Maguire. We negotiated for Harry Maguire for fucking ages. We paid the asking price for Harry Maguire. Same with Aaron Wan-Bissaka. We negotiated for ages, paid the asking price. The other deal that we made was Daniel James. Now these deals are on our own shores with clubs that are around us. We're bigger than those teams. We should be able to make these deals happen like that. And we're not. Obviously things have changed in the Premier League. TV money, United's fall from grace, means that it's more difficult to get deals done. But if you're telling me the guy that takes fucking 3-4 months to get 3 deals done, when they're right on your doorstep and we're paying asking price, is going to get 5 deals done, I just can't see it, to be totally honest with you. And that's why I worry about this rebuild at Old Trafford. We're letting go of the players and we're getting rid of some players, and rightly so in most cases, but we're not replacing them, and that is the problem. That's why we've ended up signing Odion Ighalo. Now Odion Ighalo is going to prove to be the greatest number 9 to ever play in the Premier League when he pulls on a Man United shirt, quite obviously. But we shouldn't have been in the position to have signed him like that in the first place. We should have already signed a replacement for Romelu Lukaku in the damn summer. We didn't. So that's where, I can't see this board getting 5 signings. And when these journalists are posting that, they should be posting it with a hashtag ad. Sponsored by Manchester United. Sponsored by Ed Woodward. Because it's a clear briefing and we won't be buying that many players in the summer. I guarantee it. I think we'll get 3. Grealish, a winger. Say maybe like Sancho will be the deal that takes forever to get done. And maybe another midfielder. I can't see us signing anyone else. We're going to have probably the same defence going into next season. And, probably keep Odion Ighalo on a long-term deal and sign those 3 players. I genuinely don't see us signing 5. We need a director of football, says Victor Jr. in the comments. We need to replace Lindelof and Luke Shaw, says Dr. Tomway. I don't think you need to replace Lindelof. Maybe you mean in the starting lineup. That's a possibility. But replacing him completely out of the squad, I don't think so. Any other comments, guys? Get your comments in on this news that Manchester United want Jack Grealish and James Maddison. What do you make of that news? Get your thoughts in the comments below. We got Adam from Cape Town in the comments as well. Grealish is great, but I'm concerned of his high quality, says Mangwa. I don't have any concerns for that. I think he looks like the player that would flourish on a bigger platform as well, given an opportunity. at a bigger club, I think he would flourish. Someone mentioned Declan Rice in the comments. Well, Zach mentioned him while laughing. Yeah, I don't want Declan Rice at Manchester United. Imagine £90 million or £100 million on Declan Rice. Are you taking the piss? I do not want Declan Rice. Maybe if it's for 20 million, 30 million, 40 million at a push. But the money they're going to want for him, no chance. Maddison's too hard to bring, says Andre. Ben says he really wants Declan. Shubham says, I've just joined. What have I missed? So we were looking through the recent reports that Manchester United want both Jack Grealish and James Maddison. It's been reported by most in the British press over the last couple of hours. And it's something that I'm a little bit sceptical of. But I'll tell you the reports. They're basically saying United are in for both of them. There's nothing further on that. No rumours of deals done or agreed or anything like that. The transfer fee that they're rumouring is around £160 million double deal. I think if Villa get relegated, we could probably get Jack Grealish for about 60 million. James Maddison's going to be much more difficult to get. So for me, I can't see us getting both. Like I said, can't see us making 5 signings, and I can't see us signing both of these players. As much as I'd love it to happen, look, we all know Paul Pogba's probably going to leave in the summer. So with that being said, we need more character, more creativity, more guile in the team. Now Maddison would obviously fill a role in that midfield area fantastically well. Jack Grealish gives you that little something different that can occupy many positions, play various areas. Imagine Jack Grealish linking up with Rashford, Martial and etc. It'd be really fun to watch. So I think we could fit both of them into the same team, but I don't think we will be having that problem when the time comes in the summer, and I don't think we'll be buying them. Do you really think we need another creative player as produced by NSO? Yes, we do. Look, even if Pogba doesn't leave, we need depth, we need quality, we need a number of options. We need players that can play out in the wide areas, if that's a Jadon Sancho, albeit we've brought Bruno Fernandes, who's probably going to occupy that attacking role, but he can also drop a little bit deeper as well. So why not bring in someone like Jack Grealish? I wouldn't be against that at all. Ollie needs a few more transfers, says Dr. Tomoy. Northern Migration, thank you for your kind comment. No one asked you to tune in. Feel free to do one. Bring Rooney back to play CDM. No, thank you, Ben. I love Wayne Rooney. He's doing really well at Derby. But we all seen at the end of his United career why he shouldn't have been there anymore. Grealish 10, Bruno 8. Just need a 6 now. Let's get Ndidi instead of Maddison, says Governor Bandicoot. Grealish is a nice player. Smart player. Got a nice bit of class about him, says Bobby Edwards. We need 21 Savage, says Rames Raslan. Right then, let's move on to the next story. Mauricio Pochettino. Mauricio Pochettino has been talking about a potential move back to the Premier League and has admitted he would love to return to the world of Premier League management. The 47-year-old currently has the relaxed air about him of a man who has spent almost 3 months away from the intensity of his chosen profession, detaching himself completely from football. But it is clear the ambition to return to the sport, specifically in England, burns brightly inside him. Pochettino cut a relaxed and convivial figure during an hour-long chat with Sky Sports' Natalie Pinkham for the In the Pink podcast, but his eyes notably sparked up when talk of a potential return to English football came. He has integrity to never mention the names of clubs which have been consistently linked with his services, especially those managers already in the past. To be honest, I would love to work in the Premier League, he said. It's going to be difficult, I know, and for now it's a moment to wait and we'll see what happens. It's a moment of recovery to think about yourself a little bit and to be ready, because in football, always something can happen and you need to be ready. I'm ready and waiting for a new challenge. I have the belief and confidence that the next challenge will be fantastic. Now, when he says the Premier League, he does narrow that down a little bit, because he's always said he wouldn't go to like another London club, a rival of Spurs, Arsenal, Chelsea. So he's marking them out of the mix. And, with Arsenal just getting Arteta, Chelsea having Lampard, they're probably not going to be changing managers in the next 6 months. Liverpool, they're in the same boat. They're not going to be changing managers anytime soon. Manchester City possibly could be. If Pep thinks fuck this at the end of the season and does one, they may be needing a manager. Who else have I missed? Obviously, he's not going to go back to Spurs. So when you look at that, it leaves the options pretty much down to the two Manchester clubs. Unless he's going to take a club that you would never think he would. You know, like Ancelotti going to Everton or something like that. And it's obviously kicked and sparked the talk again of potentially coming to Manchester United in the summer. And there's also been talk that that decision could already have been made by Ed Woodward. Now that would not surprise me at all. This is the man that went behind Louis van Gaal's back when Louis van Gaal was lifting the FA Cup for Manchester United to appoint Jose Mourinho and name him as Manchester United manager. So him going behind a manager's back to appoint another manager wouldn't surprise me at all. Also, United not being aware of Pochettino's situation, in contact with him, what's going on through his mind, us not knowing those things and not finding those things out and not reaching out to him would be highly, highly stupid. It would be ridiculous of Manchester United to not be speaking with him. But it comes down to a point, what do they do in the summer? Now, I've said all along, I said it in March last year, I said it in May when Ollie got the job, I've said it all along. I feel Ollie's going to be here for a short time. I wouldn't have been surprised if he had got sacked by Christmas. He obviously didn't. He's going to be here for a short time. Some of the things that he does is going to be very good for United in the short-term pain but long-term gain in terms of getting rid of players in the squad. And he's going to leave a foundation at the end of the season for someone else to come in and build on that. And I've said that all along, and I've always felt that that possibly could be Pochettino. Now, in recent weeks and months, with Pep's future up in the air and Real Madrid, and it makes you think maybe not. Maybe he'll be gone by the time we get to the point and Ollie's gone. But if United were to do that, it wouldn't be a bad decision at all if we were to bring in Pochettino. And that's what the talk is about at the moment. Now, a lot of people are going to have different opinions, I know. And I don't speak to for everybody. But for me, when we appointed Ollie, he was always a man out of his depth. Nevertheless, he knew he had a plan. And I don't think his plan is the wrong thing. I think in theory, what he wants to do is bang on. Is he the man to pull it off though? Is he the man to drag it through and drag us forward and drag us to winning Premier League and Champions League titles? Most of me feels like the answer to that is no. And with that being said then, you have to look for someone that can do that for you. Now, if United do this in the summer, I hope they treat Ollie with respect. And I hope they don't go behind his back to do that. They probably will. And I'm a bit naive to say that because in football, those things are always going to happen. But I hope they do treat him with respect if this happens. One of the things I said at the time, when we were beating Paris, when we were going on that great run under Ollie, it was like this fear that we'd give him the job, he'd be out of his depth and he'd get sacked. And I don't want to see that happen to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I love the guy. He is a Manchester United legend. But also I want the best for Manchester United, you know what I mean? And is he the best manager for the job? Actually, right now, possibly, And I'll tell you why. Because with this squad, what would Poch do? If he was coming right now, what would he do? Probably nothing more than what we're doing at the moment. He'd lose a few games because the squad's not good enough. Pressure would be piling onto him. Whereas we've got a man in there that the board are happy to allow to be given this time. The fans are never going to get on his back, especially in the ground. We're never going to turn on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. That's something that we cannot do. And therefore, he's allowed to just go along in this season of transition, just plodding along till the next man comes in. And it would make sense. It would make sense. But I hope they just treat him with some respect because he is a United legend and he's a great guy and he always wants what's best for this club. That's one of the things as well. He makes decisions for the betterment of Manchester United. For the success of he doesn't make decisions for himself. He doesn't make short-term decisions. He could have thought, you know what, Lukaku don't want to be here. I'm not letting him go. Sanchez is a waste of money, but I can't let him go because I've got no players. He didn't think of that. He thought of, we need to get rid of them. We're not moving forward with them. We need to change everything here. It's going to take a long time, but let's start it now. Let's stop looking for quick fixes. And I think he set that mentality. We don't need quick fixes anymore. Stop looking for it. Let's build something of our own. Let's focus on youth. Let's build players. Let's develop talents like Rashford and Martial. Let's add good signings in the right places. And let's move forward. But is he the man to win us every game and get us into the Premier League top 4 and winning the Premier League and Champions League? I don't think so. And that's why I think United will be looking for a new manager sooner rather than later. But with that being said, it's a difficult one because Poch is unproven in the sense that he hasn't won trophies at all. But it's clear that he's a superior coach and manager. Ben says we should never have appointed Jose. John says, Adam, when we finally have a manager that cares more about the club than his own reputation, some United fans want rid of him already. I don't want rid of him now. I love Ali, trust me. I'm not being a bastard here. Not with Ali, Adam. You know he's not good enough, says Zach. Poch is the man for a long-term vision, says I want goals 15. I do not want Ali to stay because he is a club legend. I want him to stay because I see he's building something really good, says Parshu. Mo says, if what you're describing is true, Ali is the man, just needs a competent assistant and coaches like Fergie. Fergie wasn't what he was just because he improved his game because of his coaches, and changing coaches helped, and bringing in the likes of Carlos Queiroz, Steve McLaren, etc. helped. But you know, every great manager starts from zero. We all know how good Poch is, says Carty. Adam, I think you're wrong about Ali, says John. That's fair enough, bro. I hope I'm proven wrong, because ultimately I'm a Man United fan. I want success for Man United. And if we can be successful and lift trophies with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as our manager, then bro, I am ready to be proven wrong. I would want nothing more. Can you imagine what it would... Bro, can you imagine? But I don't want to get caught up in those dreams, man. Do you know what I mean? It's a dodgy position we're in at the moment. This isn't Fergie's just... This is 6 years, 7 years on. It's going to be 10 years without a league title soon. It's too long for a club like us. We're too long to be hanging around. Players are the main reason we're shit, says Luke. What's going on, Riasat? Thank you for getting involved. Ali is getting the best out of his signings and seeing genuine improvement from individuals, says Ben. I can't see Ali winning the title, but I'd love it if he did, says Mr. Kakaniri. Do we need to change managers every other season, says Shubham. There's zero progress. You can say it's the players. Look at Sheffield, says Cotty. Poch could do better than Ali, but we cannot start rebuilding again and again. It's like LVG Jose all over again, says Gov. I don't think it would be another rebuild. I think it'd be a rebuild continuing from this. Do you know what I mean? Because we've kind of stripped everything back. Like, we've taken all the crap out. Taken us down to the bare... Well, not all of it. There's still a bit about. Taking it down to the bare bones, and then... Mighty says, Macaulay, you know you want to Poch. I just think nobody wants to say it. I love you, Ali, but he has to go and hire Dan Poch. Bro, I've always been consistent on my opinions, but I'm never going to be disrespectful to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, because that guy has given me some great memories, and not just 99 in the new camp. That was one of them. May 26, 99, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, but there's plenty more. He kind of kicked off that whole thing as well, like that season, January. FA Cup third round at Old Trafford. Michael Owen scores after 3 minutes. And then he gets the winner in like the 92nd or 93rd minute. And it's like, that kind of set that tone for, we're going to keep coming back. We're going to keep coming back. We can be 1-0 down and we're still going to come back and win. And it's not just people that discredit his legend and discredit what he did for the club as a player piss me off. Like, comment on him as a manager, criticize him as a manager, don't go over the top and all that stuff, but there's no need to bring that into it. Who will pay for Pereira and Lingard? Glyn. Good evening from India, says Akshay. Nice one, mate. Just because Ollie wants the best for United does not mean he should be doing that job. Rebuilding needs more than love for the club. Ollie has made good signings, and someone like Poch can take it forward, says Hemau. I'm sure we're going to hear a lot more about Pochettino, Manchester United, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, James Maddison, Jack Grealish, and all that good stuff. And when we do, you guys will find out first here on Full Time Devils. So make sure you're hitting that subscribe button, you're liking, you're commenting, and you're sharing. Thank you for getting involved in the debate, guys, today. Look, I love Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, but it's just the way it is, isn't it? Anyway, thank you for tuning in. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribing. I'm out of here.